I woke up to white walls and unfamiliar sounds. A hospital room. Bandages around my head. Pain medication, making everything fuzzy. And a stranger sitting beside my bed. Dark suit. Darker eyes. Watching me like I might disappear if he blinked. "Who are you?" I asked. Something broke in his expression. Just for a second. Then he smiled, sad and resigned. "My name is Lorenzo," he said quietly. "And this is going to sound insane. But," he took a breath, "we need to talk about what happened to you." "What happened?" "You were hurt 3 months ago. And every morning since, you wake up and ask me that same question." I stared at him. "Every morning?" I whispered. "Every single morning, Emma. For 90 days. I don't understand," I said. Lorenzo stood, walked to the window. His shoulders were tense, like he'd had this conversation 100 times. "Because he had. 3 months ago, you were in an accident," he said. "Head trauma. The doctors call it anterograde amnesia. You can't form new long-term memories." My stomach dropped. "I can't." "What does that mean?" "It means you remember everything up until the accident. Your childhood, your job, your life. But everything after." He turned to face me. "Every night, you go to sleep, and every morning, you wake up thinking it's the day after the accident. You don't remember yesterday, or the day before, or any of the 90 days since." "No, that wasn't possible." "You're lying." "I wish I was." He moved to the nightstand, picked up a notebook, leather-bound, well-worn. "This is yours. You write in it every night. Read it." He handed it to me. My handwriting. Dozens of entries. All dated. Day 1. I woke up in the hospital. A man named Lorenzo says we were together. I don't remember him. The doctors confirmed the amnesia. This is real. Day 2. I woke up again with no memory of yesterday. Lorenzo was here. He showed me this notebook. I'm writing this so tomorrow, me will know. This is real. The amnesia is real. Day 3. It's happening again. I don't remember writing yesterday's entry, but it's my handwriting. Lorenzo is patient, kind. I don't know if I can trust him, but I don't have a choice. I flipped through pages, weeks of entries, my own words telling me the same impossible thing. "This can't be real," I whispered. "You say that every day." Lorenzo sat back down. "And every day I show you the notebook, the medical records, the calendar, until you believe me." "Why are you here?" His jaw tightened. "Because before the accident, you and I were together, and I'm not giving up on you, just because you can't remember me." "We were together?" "For 4 months," he said quietly. "Best 4 months of my life." I stared at him. This stranger, claiming to be my boyfriend. My brain couldn't process it. "If we were together, why don't I remember meeting you? That should be before the accident." "It was." He pulled out his phone. Showed me a photo. Me and him. My arms around his neck. Both of us laughing. The timestamp 5 months ago. We met 6 months ago. Started dating 5 months ago. You remember everything up until 3 months ago, which means I remember us. I finished slowly. Or I should. You did. The first few days after the accident, you remembered me. Remembered us. But then the memories started slipping. Within a week, even the old memories of me were gone. That's not how amnesia works. The doctors think the trauma to your hippocampus damaged both memory formation and some retrieval," he said. "I don't understand the science. I just know that every morning, you wake up and I'm a stranger." I looked at the photo again. The woman in it looked happy. Completely radiantly happy. "I don't remember this," I said. "I know." He took the phone back gently. "But I do. I remember everything. Every date. Every conversation. Every moment." His voice dropped. "Every time you told me you loved me." My breath caught. "I said that?" "Yes." He met my eyes. 73 times. I counted. The vulnerability in his voice was devastating. "I don't know what to say," I admitted. "You don't have to say anything." He stood. "I need to make a call. You should read more of the notebook. It helps." He left the room. I sat there with the notebook in my lap and read. Day 15. I'm starting to believe this is real. Lorenzo brought my friend Sarah to visit. She confirmed everything. We cried together. She says Lorenzo hasn't left my side, except to handle business. I don't know what that means. Day 23. Lorenzo told me more about us today. How we met. How persistent he was. How I made him work for it. I wish I could remember. He looks at me like I'm his entire world. Day 30. I asked him why he stays. He said, because you're worth it. Every single day, you're worth it. I cried. Day 45. I'm starting to have feelings for him. Is that wrong? To fall for someone I don't remember? But he's so patient. So kind. And when he smiles at me, my heart races. Day 60. I think I'm falling in love with him. Again. Is it again if I don't remember the first time? Day 75. I told him I love him tonight, he said. I know, you tell me merry night. Then he held me while I cried, because I know tomorrow I won't remember. Day 89. Tomorrow is day 90. 3 months of this. Lorenzo says he'll stay as long as it takes. But I can see the exhaustion in his eyes. How long can someone keep falling in love with a person who forgets them every morning? I closed the notebook, hands shaking. 90 days. He'd been doing this for 90 days. Who does that? Lorenzo came back in, carrying coffee. He handed me a cup, made exactly how I apparently liked it. You read it, he observed. Yes. Questions? 1,000. But one stood out. Why? I asked. Why do you keep coming back? He sat down, considered his answer carefully. Because the woman I fell in love with is still in there, he said. She wakes up scared and confused every morning, and every morning, I get to show her that she's not alone, that someone loves her, even if she forgets by tomorrow. That's not sustainable. I don't care. His voice was firm. You asked me once what I do for a living. I told you I run a family business, that I'm not a good man, that being with me is dangerous. My pulse quickened. Dangerous how? That's a conversation for another day. Right now I need you to understand something. He leaned forward. The accident that caused this, it wasn't random. Someone tried to kill me. You were collateral damage. Ice flooded my veins. Someone tried to kill you? Yes, and they'll try again. Which is why I've moved you somewhere safe. Why I have security. Why I need you to trust me. I don't even know you. You do? He pulled out his phone again, pulled up a video. This is from 2 weeks before the accident. Watch. He pressed play. It was me. In what looked like his apartment, talking to the camera. Hi, future me, video Emma said, smiling. I know you're confused right now. I know Lorenzo is a stranger to you. But I need you to know something. I love him, completely. He's not perfect. His world is dangerous and dark, but he's good to me. He protects me. And I chose him, knowing everything. So please, trust him. Trust yourself. You loved him once. You can love him again. The video ended. I sat there, speechless. You made that for yourself, Lorenzo said quietly. Just in case. I need to see my medical records, I said. Talk to my doctors. I can't just take your word. Of course. He was already pulling out his phone. Dr. Sarah Chen is your neurologist. I'll call her now. You can ask her anything. He dialed. Put it on speaker. Lorenzo, a woman's voice answered. Is Emma awake? Yes. She has questions. Emma, hi. This is Dr. Chen. I've been treating you for 3 months now. What would you like to know? My mouth was dry. Is it true, the amnesia? That I wake up every day with no memory? Yes. Her voice was gentle. You have anterograde amnesia with some retrograde components. Your ability to form new long-term memories is severely impaired. Most patients retain memories for a few hours, but overnight, during sleep, the memories don't consolidate. So I forget everything? Everything that happened after the accident, yes. Your long-term memories from before are intact. But new experiences, new people, new information, it doesn't stick. Can it be fixed? A pause. We don't know. Some amnesia patients recover. Others don't. We're doing everything we can. But for now, this is your reality. I felt tears building. How do I live like this? With help, Dr. Chen said gently. With systems, your notebook, videos, and with people who care about you. Lorenzo has been incredibly dedicated. Why? I looked at him. Why would anyone do this? Lorenzo's expression was answer enough. But Dr. Chen spoke first. Because he loves you, Emma. And love doesn't give up just because it's hard. After the call ended, I sat in silence. I need to process this, I said finally. Take all the time you need. Lorenzo stood. I'll be right outside. If you need anything, just call. Wait. I stopped him. The video. I said your world is dangerous. What does that mean? His jaw tightened. It means I'm not a good man, Emma. I run the Battaglia family. We control most of the organized business in this city, legal and otherwise. You're Mafia. I'm a businessman who operates in gray areas. He met my eyes. And yes, that's why you were targeted. That's why you're here. Did I know? Before? Yes. I told you on our second date. You almost walked away. But you gave me a chance. Why would I do that? You said you saw past what I do. Saw who I am. He moved toward the door. Read the notebook. You explained it better than I can. He left. I picked up the notebook again, flipped to an entry from before the accident. A loose page, folded and tucked in the front. To future me. If you're reading this, something went wrong. Lorenzo warned me his world was dangerous. That being with him came with risks. I chose him anyway. Here's what you need to know, Lorenzo. Battaglia runs the Battaglia crime family. Yes, actual mafia. Yes, it's dangerous. 2. He told me everything on our second date. Gave me a chance to walk away. I didn't. 3. Why? Because beneath the power and the danger, he's the kindest man I've ever met. He donated anonymously to the children's hospital. He protects the people in his territory. He has a code. 4. He's not perfect. He's done things that would horrify me if I knew details. But he's trying to be better. For me. 5. I love him. Completely. Terrifyingly. In a way I've never loved anyone. 6. If something happened to me because of his world, it's not his fault. I chose this. I chose him. So future me, give him a chance. Get to know him again. You fell in love with him once. You can do it again. Love, past Emma. I read it 3 times. The woman who wrote this sounded so certain. So sure of her choice. But I wasn't her. Not anymore. Or was I? Lorenzo came back an hour later with lunch. Hospital food on a tray. You didn't have to. I wanted to. He set it down. How are you feeling? Overwhelmed. I pushed the notebook toward him. I read everything, including the letter from before. And I don't know what to think. The woman who wrote that loved you. But I'm not her. Yes, you are. He sat down. You're just missing the context, the memories, but the person you are. Your kindness, your stubbornness, your terrible jokes. That's all still there. How do you know? Because I see it every day. He smiled sadly. Every morning, you wake up scared, but within an hour, you're asking about my day. Offering to help, making jokes to ease the tension. You're still you, Emma, even without the memories. I wanted to believe him. What happens now? I asked. Now, you have a choice. You can stay here in the hospital, in the psych ward, where they're monitoring you. Or you can come home with me. Let me show you our life. Help you build new routines. I'd forget by tomorrow. Yes, but I'll be there tomorrow, and the day after. For as long as it takes. That's not fair to you. Let me decide what's fair to me. His voice was firm. I'm not leaving you, Emma. Not today. Not tomorrow. Not ever. The certainty in his voice was overwhelming. I need to think, I said. Of course. He stood. I'll give you space. But before I go, I want you to know something. What? Every morning, you wake up and think I'm a stranger. And every day, by evening, you start to trust me. Start to care about me. Every single day, Emma. You might forget by morning, but for those few hours, we have each other. And that's enough for me. He left before I could respond. I sat there with the notebook, the letter, and the weight of 90 days of forgotten love. And I made my choice. When Lorenzo returned that evening, I had my answer. I'll come home with you, I said. Not because I remember, not because I love you, but because the woman I was trusted you, and I'm choosing to trust her judgment. Relief flooded his face. Thank you, but I need to understand something first. Anything. Why did someone target me? If they wanted to hurt you, why not just kill you? His expression went dark. Dangerous. Because killing me would be merciful. he said quietly. Making me watch you suffer is the real punishment. They discharged me the next day. I woke up confused, disoriented. A nurse I didn't recognize explaining that I'd been there for 3 months. Lorenzo arrived within minutes, calm, patient. Showed me the notebook. We went through the routine, the explanations, the evidence, the slow acceptance. By noon, I'd agreed to come home with him again. You're very good at this, I observed as we drove through the city in his black SUV. Practice, he said simply. The penthouse was exactly as described in my notebook. Modern, expensive, but softened with my things, my books, my photos, my terrible coffee mug collection. You really did move me in, I said, looking around. 6 weeks ago, you suggested it. Said it made more sense than keeping your apartment when you stayed here most nights anyway. I walked through the space, touching things, trying to feel something familiar. Nothing came. In the bedroom, I found more evidence of our life together. His shirts mixed with my scrubs. In the closet, our photos on the nightstand, a shelf with my nursing textbooks, and his business books, side by side. This is overwhelming, I admitted. I know. Lorenzo stood in the doorway, giving me space. Take your time. I'll make dinner. You cook? You taught me. Said if I was going to feed you, I needed to learn properly. That sounded like something I would say. While he cooked, I explored more. Found my video diaries on a tablet by the bed, dozens of them. Me talking to my future self. Explaining my day, my feelings, my growing love for Lorenzo. I watched one from 3 days ago. Hi, me, video, Emma said, sitting on this same bed. Day 87. Today was good. Lorenzo took me to the botanical gardens. I know I won't remember tomorrow, but right now, I'm happy. He makes me happy. And I know you're scared and confused right now, but trust me, trust him. It's worth it. She looked so peaceful, so certain. I closed the tablet. Lorenzo called me for dinner. Pasta, garlic bread, wine. This is good, I said, surprised. You say that every time? He smiled. Then you rate it. Always between 7 and 8.5. Very specific. You're a very specific person. We ate in comfortable silence. It felt normal, natural, like we'd done this 100 times. We had. I just didn't remember. After dinner, Lorenzo showed me the rest of the routine. The notebook, the video diary, the calendar on the wall marking each day. You write in the notebook every night before bed, he explained. Update yourself on the day, how you're feeling, anything important. And you, I sit with you while you write, answer questions. Then we usually watch a movie or talk until you're tired. That sounds nice. It is. He paused. Can I ask you something? Of course. How do you feel right now? About all this? About me? I considered the question carefully. Overwhelmed, I said honestly. Sad, angry at what happened to me. But I looked at him, not afraid of you, which is strange, considering what you do. You were never afraid of me. Even when you should have been. Why not? You said my actions toward you mattered more than my reputation. He leaned back. That you judged people by how they treated you, not what others said about them. That sounds like me. It is you. I studied him across the table. This man who'd spent 90 days loving someone who forgot him every morning. Can I ask you something? I said. Anything. Do you ever get tired of doing this? His expression softened. Every day. The honesty surprised me. But, he continued, I get tired of lots of things. Doesn't mean I stop doing them. I'm tired of running the family business. Tired of managing conflicts. Tired of pretending to be something I'm not. But I do it anyway because it matters. And this matters? You matter. He met my eyes. More than anything. My heart did something complicated in my chest. I don't understand how you can love someone who doesn't remember you. I don't love your memories, Emma. I love you. The person sitting in front of me right now. The one who makes terrible jokes and cares too much about everyone. The one who sees good in people even when she shouldn't. That person doesn't change just because the memories are gone. I looked away, overwhelmed. I don't know if I can do this. Wake up every day and lose everything. You don't have to decide now. Just get through today. Tomorrow will take care of itself. But tomorrow I won't remember this conversation. No, but I will. He stood, started clearing plates. And I'll tell you about it tomorrow. About how you looked sitting here. What you said. How you made me feel. I'll remember for both of us. Something about that broke me. I started crying. Not quiet tears. Full, shoulder-shaking sobs. Lorenzo was there in an instant. Holding me, not saying anything. Just holding me while I grieved for a life I couldn't remember. And a future I couldn't keep. I'm sorry, I gasped. I'm so sorry. For what? For forgetting. For making you do this every day. Stop. He pulled back, cupped my face. You have nothing to apologize for. Nothing. This isn't your fault. It feels like my fault. It's not. The only people at fault are the ones who did this to you. And I promise you they'll pay. Something in his voice made me shiver. This was the dangerous man. The one who ran a crime family. What are you going to do? I asked. What I should have done 3 months ago. His expression went cold. End them. Lorenzo. They took you from me. His voice was quiet. Deadly. They destroyed your life. Our life. And they think they can walk away? Violence won't fix this. No. But it'll make sure it never happens again. He released me. Stepped back. I'm sorry. You shouldn't see this side of me. The notebook says I knew what you were. Knowing and seeing are different things. I wiped my eyes. Show me. What? Show me who you really are. No more hiding. If I'm supposed to trust you, I need to know everything. He studied me for a long moment. Then he pulled out his phone. Made a call. Bring him up, he said simply. Who? I asked. One of the men responsible for your accident. We caught him 2 weeks ago. I've been waiting for the right time to deal with him. My blood went cold. Deal with him how? However I see fit. Lorenzo, you can't just... The elevator dinged. 2 men in suits dragged a third man, bloody, beaten, terrified, into the penthouse. I stood up, shocked. Lorenzo walked over calmly. Looked down at the man. Tell her, Lorenzo said coldly. Tell her what you did. The man whimpered. Please, I was just following orders. Tell her. We were paid to run you off the road, the man gasped, looking at me. Make it look like an accident. Send a message to Battaglia. A message, Lorenzo repeated. You destroyed her life to send me a message. I'm sorry. You will be. Lorenzo pulled a gun from his jacket. Wait. I stepped forward. You can't just execute him. Why not? Lorenzo didn't look at me. He tried to kill you. Succeeded in destroying your future. Why should he live? Because that's not justice. Justice. Lorenzo laughed, but there was no humor in it. There is no justice for what was done to you, Emma. There's only revenge. I don't want revenge. You might not, but I do. He cocked the gun. The man started begging, crying, pleading for his life. I looked at Lorenzo, really looked at him. And for the first time, I saw the monster beneath the man. If you do this, I said quietly, I won't stay. He froze. Turned to look at me. What? If you kill him in front of me, I won't stay. I'll leave tonight. And tomorrow, when I wake up with no memory, I'll read in my notebook that I left because you murdered someone in cold blood. We stared at each other. He deserves to die, Lorenzo said. Maybe. But not like this. Not in front of me. Not when I just woke up today with no idea who you are. My voice was shaking but firm. If you love me, you won't make my first full day with you into this. The gun lowered slowly. Lorenzo looked at his men. Take him. I'll deal with him later. They dragged the man out. We stood there in silence. You keep me human, Lorenzo said finally. Even when you don't remember me, you keep me from becoming the monster. Then don't prove me wrong. He nodded. Put the gun away. Walked to the window. I didn't know what to do. What to say. So I went to him. Stood beside him. Looked out at the city lights. Thank you, he said quietly. For what? For stopping me. Again. I do this often. Every time I'm about to cross a line. He glanced at me. You have this effect on me. Make me want to be better. That's a lot of pressure. You handle it well. We stood there together. 2 people connected by memories only one of us had. I should write in the notebook, I said eventually. Yeah. He turned from the window. I'll make tea. He left me alone with the leather-bound journal. I opened to a fresh page and started writing. Day 90. My first full day, remembering nothing. Lorenzo showed me everything. The medical records, the videos, the notebook. It's all real. The amnesia, the 90 days. Him. He's patient, kind, but also dangerous. Showed me that tonight. Almost killed a man in front of me. I stopped him. He listened. I don't know how to feel. The woman I was loved him. Can I? Tomorrow, I'll wake up and forget this. Forget him. Start over. But tonight, I'm choosing to trust him. One day at a time. I closed the notebook. Lorenzo appeared with tea, exactly how I apparently liked it. How'd you know I like chamomile? I asked. You tell me. Every night. He sat beside me on the couch. Part of the routine. This is my life now. Routines and repetition. For now. You think I'll get better? He was quiet for a moment. I think miracles happen, but I'm not counting on one. I'm building a life with you that works either way. That's depressing. That's realistic. He sipped his own tea. I can't fix your brain, Emma, but I can make sure every day you have is as good as it can be, even if I don't remember it. Especially then. You deserve good days even if you don't carry them forward. I studied him. This complicated man who loved a woman who forgot him. Tell me something, I said. Something you haven't told me before. I tell you something new every day. Your notes keep track so we don't repeat. Smart. Necessary. He thought for a moment. Okay. Here's something new. The day we met, I knew. Knew what? That you were going to wreck me. He smiled. But it was sad. I saw you in that hospital with my nephew. You were so gentle with him. Patient. And I thought, that's the kind of woman who could destroy me. Why would you pursue me then? Because I'd rather be destroyed by you than safe with anyone else. The words hit me in the chest. That's the most romantic and tragic thing I've ever heard. I said, welcome to loving me. We sat in silence, drinking tea, watching the city lights through the floor-to-ceiling windows. What time do I usually go to sleep? I asked, eventually. Around 11. You set an alarm to make sure you write everything down first. I looked at the clock. 9:45. So I have an hour left, I said quietly. An hour left of remembering you. Yes. What do we usually do? Talk. Watch TV. Sometimes you ask questions. Sometimes we just sit quietly. What do you prefer? He looked at me. I prefer whatever makes you comfortable. That's a non-answer. Fine. I prefer when you ask questions. When you try to know me. Even if you forget by morning. For those hours, you're choosing to let me in. His voice dropped. It's the only time I get the real you. You get me every day. I get versions of you. Careful. Guarded. Trying to figure out if you can trust me. But in these last hours before sleep, when you've decided I'm safe, you let your guard down. Those are my favorite hours. I felt my throat tighten. This must be torture for you. It is. But it's also beautiful. Getting to fall in love with you over and over. Seeing the moment you smile at me for the first time each day. Watching you relax around me. It's terrible and wonderful at the same time. I don't know if I could do it, if our positions were reversed. You could. You're stronger than you think. How do you know? Because you get up every morning and face this nightmare all over again. That takes strength. I look down at my tea. I'm scared. Of what? Of going to sleep. Of losing this, losing you. I met his eyes. Right now, this moment, I know you. I trust you. And tomorrow I won't. That's terrifying. I know. He reached over, took my hand. But I'll be here tomorrow. I'll show you everything again. Help you feel safe again. Just like I did today. What if I don't? What if tomorrow I'm different? What if I don't trust you? Then I'll be patient. I'll give you space. I'll wait for you to come around. However long it takes. You can't promise that. I've done it. 90 times, Emma. I can do it 90 more. Or 900. Or 9,000. I stared at our joined hands. His large and scarred. Mine small and trembling. Can I ask you something personal? I said. Anything. Did we? I felt my face heat. Were we intimate? Before? His expression softened. Yes. Do I remember that? No. Those memories are gone too. So we haven't since the accident? No. You're not comfortable being intimate with someone you just met. I would never push that. Even though we were together before, you're not the same person you were 3 months ago. Your consent before doesn't mean consent now. Every day is a fresh start for you. I respect that. God. This man. That must be hard for you, I said quietly. Missing the physical intimacy? Yes. But I miss the emotional intimacy more. The way you used to know my moods, anticipate my needs, finish my sentences. He squeezed my hand. I miss being known by you. I'm sorry. Stop apologizing. His voice was firm. You have nothing to apologize for. We sat together until 10:30. Then Lorenzo reminded me it was time to update the notebook. I wrote more. About our conversation. About how I felt. About the strange pull I felt toward this dangerous man. He almost killed someone tonight, but he stopped because I asked. That means something. He listens to me, values my opinion even when I don't remember him. I'm going to sleep now. Tomorrow, future me will read this, and I hope she gives him a chance. Because right now, I think he deserves one. Love. Day 90. I closed the notebook. Lorenzo was waiting. Done? He asked. Yes. I stood. Now what? Now you sleep. Guest room or master bedroom? What do I usually choose? Depends on the day. Some days you're comfortable sharing. Some days you need space. I follow your lead. I looked toward the master bedroom. Our bedroom. With our things mixed together. I'll take the guest room tonight, I said. This is still a lot. Of course. He showed me to the smaller bedroom down the hall. Bathroom is through there. I put out clothes for you. If you need anything, I'm 2 doors down. Thank you. He paused in the doorway. Emma. Yes? Thank you for today. For giving me a chance. For trusting the woman you were. I didn't have much choice. You always have a choice. You chose to come home with me. That means everything. He closed the door softly. I sat on the guest bed, in a stranger's apartment, about to forget everything. I was terrified. But I was also, somehow, okay, because Lorenzo would be here tomorrow. And the day after. And the day after that. I had to believe that meant something. I fell asleep thinking about dark eyes and gentle hands, and a man who loved a woman who forgot him every morning. When I woke up, I was confused. This wasn't my apartment. This wasn't my bed. Panic set in until I saw the notebook on the nightstand. Read this first, it said on a post-it note. I opened it with shaking hands. An hour later, I emerged from the bedroom, found Lorenzo in the kitchen making breakfast. Good morning, he said carefully. How are you feeling? I looked at him. This man I'd just read about, who'd spent 91 days loving me, overwhelmed, I said honestly. But I read the notebook. I know what's happening. Good. That's good. He plated eggs. Hungry? Lorenzo? Yes. The woman who wrote in that notebook last night. She trusted you. She said you were worth it. He went very still. And I'm choosing to trust her judgment. I moved to the kitchen island, sat where he told me I always sat. Tell me about us. From the beginning, I want to know. Relief flooded his expression. Are you sure? We can take it slow. I have until tonight before I forget everything anyway. I don't want to waste time. A small smile touched his lips. You said almost the exact same thing on day 1. Then apparently I'm consistent. He poured me coffee, made exactly how the notebook said I liked it. Then he sat across from me and started talking. He told me about his nephew Marco's accident. How I'd stayed 3 hours past my shift to keep the scared 8-year-old calm. How Lorenzo had shown up at 2 a.m. to check on the boy and found me reading him stories. He told me how he'd asked me to dinner that night. How I'd said no. How he'd come back every day for 2 weeks until I finally agreed. You said I was too persistent, he said, smiling at the memory. That normal men take no for an answer. What did you say? I said I'm not normal. And you're worth being abnormal for. I felt my lips curve despite everything. That's terrible. You laughed. That's when I knew I had a chance. He told me about our first date. A quiet Italian restaurant. How I'd interrogated him about his business. How he'd been honest about the gray areas. How I'd almost left, but stayed for dessert. You said you'd give me one more date to prove I wasn't just a criminal, in a nice suit, he said. So I took you to the children's hospital, showed you the wing my family funds anonymously, the scholarships, the community programs. You were trying to prove you were more than your reputation. I was trying to prove I was worthy of you. His voice was quiet. I still am. By noon, I knew the broad strokes of our relationship. By dinner, I'd watched hours of videos. By evening, I felt like I knew this man. Not remembered, but knew. What happens now? I asked, as we ate the Thai food he'd ordered. Now you write in the notebook. Update tomorrow. Then we do it all again. Forever, as long as it takes. I set down my fork. Lorenzo, this isn't sustainable. You can't keep your life on hold. My life is with you. This is exactly where I want to be. But what about your business? Your responsibilities? I handle things remotely. My second in command manages daily operation. He met my eyes. Nothing matters more than you. That's too much pressure. It's not pressure. It's choice. My choice. You didn't ask for this, but I'm choosing it anyway. I looked at this man who'd reorganized his entire criminal empire to spend his days reintroducing himself to his girlfriend. You're insane, I said. Probably, he smiled. But you said you liked that about me. When did I say that? Day 43. You wrote it in the notebook. Said my particular brand of insane made you feel alive. I laughed. It felt good. Normal. We spent the rest of the evening talking. He told me about his family, the business, the danger, the enemies who'd caused the accident. We still don't know who ordered the hit, he said. But we're close. When I find them, you won't kill them in front of me. I interrupted. He blinked. I wrote about it. Last night. About how you almost executed someone and I stopped you. You did. He looked at me curiously. You do that every time. Keep me from crossing lines. Then I guess the notebook is working. Keeping me consistent. You're consistent even without it. Your core values, your kindness. That doesn't change. But everything else does. Yes, he didn't sugarcoat it. Every morning, I lose you. Every evening, I get you back for a few hours. That's our reality. I absorbed this. Don't you ever want to give up? Every day. He met my eyes. But then you smile at me, or laugh at something I say, or touch my hand like you did this morning. And I remember why I'm doing this. Because you love me. Because I love you, he confirmed. And I'm hoping that one morning, you'll wake up and remember. Remember me. Remember us. Remember that you loved me too. My throat tightened. What if that never happens? Then I'll settle for making you fall in love with me every single day. His voice dropped. However many days we have. I woke up confused. Read the notebook. Started the routine. But something was different today. Lorenzo was tense. Distracted. On his phone constantly. What's wrong? I asked over breakfast. Nothing you need to worry about. Lorenzo. I put down my coffee. The notebook says you don't lie to me. So don't start now. He sighed. We found who ordered the hit. On you. On us. My stomach dropped. Who? A rival family. The Morettis. They've been trying to move into our territory for years. Hurting you was supposed to break me. Make me vulnerable. Did it work? Yes. His jaw was tight. But not the way they expected. Instead of breaking me, it made me more dangerous. I've been systematically dismantling their operations for 3 months. And now I'm close to ending them entirely. Ending them, I repeated. You mean killing them? I mean removing the threat, permanently. I stood up, pacing. This is because of me. Because I was with you. This is because they're cowards who attack innocent people. He stood too. You didn't cause this, Emma. But I'm the reason you're doing it. You're the reason I haven't burned their entire organization to the ground already. He moved closer. You keep me controlled. Focused. Without you, he stopped. Without me, what? Without you, I'd be the monster everyone thinks I am. Before I could respond, his phone rang. He answered. Listened, his expression going cold. When? Pause. How many? Pause. I'll be there in 20 minutes. He hung up, already moving toward the bedroom. What happened? I followed him. The Morettis just hit one of our warehouses. Killed 2 of my men. He was pulling on a jacket, checking a gun. I need to handle this. You are leaving? I have to. He turned to me. Stay here. Don't open the door for anyone. I have security downstairs. You're safe. Lorenzo, I'll be back by tonight. I promise. He kissed my forehead. Keep reading the notebook. I'll explain everything when I get back. He was gone. Before I could argue, I stood there alone in the penthouse, my heart racing. This was his world. Violence, danger, death, and I was part of it, whether I remembered or not. I spent the afternoon reading every entry in the notebook, every video, trying to understand the woman I'd been. She'd known the risks, known the danger, chosen him anyway. Could I do the same? Around 3 p.m., the doorbell rang. I froze. Lorenzo said not to open the door. But then I heard a woman's voice. Emma? It's Sarah, your friend, Lorenzo said. I could visit. Sarah. The notebook mentioned her. My best friend. Someone I trusted. I looked through the peephole. A woman in her 30s, dark hair, friendly face. She was holding up her phone, showing me a text from Lorenzo's number. Take Emma out for coffee. She needs normalcy. Security will accompany you. I opened the door. Sarah? Hey, you. She smiled. But it was sad. I know you don't remember me. Lorenzo warned me you'd be starting fresh today. The notebook. I know about the notebook. And the videos. And all of it. She stepped inside. God. Emma, I hate what happened to you. Something about her felt familiar. Safe. Lorenzo said, you could take me out? Yeah. I think you need a break from this apartment. And I could use my best friend back for a few hours. She held up her phone. His security guy is downstairs. We'll be safe. I hesitated. But the notebook said I trusted Sarah. Said she visited often. Okay, I said. Let me get my jacket. We went to a small cafe 3 blocks away. A man in a dark suit followed at a distance. Lorenzo's security. This is so weird, I said, sipping my latte. Having a bodyguard. Welcome to dating Lorenzo Battaglia. Sarah smiled. Though I guess you're rediscovering that daily. It's overwhelming. I can imagine. She reached across the table, squeezed my hand. How are you? Really? I don't know. Confused. Scared. But also, I paused. He's patient with me. Kind. And according to the notebook, I loved him. You did. Completely. It was actually beautiful to watch. You softened him. He opened up for you. Neither of you expected it, but you fit, and now I can't remember any of it. No, but you're building new memories. Even if they don't stick, you're living them. That counts for something. We talked for an hour. She told me about our friendship, our nursing school days, the time I'd saved her from a terrible relationship. You've always been the caretaker, she said. Even when it cost you, that's who you are, Emma. With or without memories. Lorenzo said the same thing. Because it's true. She checked her watch. We should head back. Lorenzo will kill me if you're not home before he is. We stood to leave. That's when I saw him. A man across the street. Watching us. He looked familiar somehow. From a photo, maybe. Or a video. Then I remembered. The man Lorenzo had almost killed in front of me. From the notebook entry. Sarah, I said quietly. That man. Gunshots. Glass shattered. Sarah screamed. The bodyguard was shouting, pulling his own weapon. Someone grabbed my arm, yanked me backwards. Not the bodyguard. The man from across the street. Get her in the car, he yelled. More men appeared. Armed. Professional. This was a kidnapping. I fought, screamed. But they were stronger. They threw me into a van. Sarah was crying, being held back by Lorenzo's security. The last thing I saw before they slammed the door was the bodyguard on the ground. Not moving. They took me to a warehouse. Industrial. Empty. Terrifying. A man in an expensive suit was waiting. Older. Cold eyes. Miss Davies, he said pleasantly. I'm Victor Moretti. I'm sure you don't remember, but we've met before. I don't remember anything, I said, trying to keep my voice steady. I have amnesia. Yes. I know. Quite unfortunate. He circled me like a predator. Though perhaps fortunate for you, you don't remember the accident. The pain. The loss. What do you want? I want Lorenzo Battaglia to suffer. And you, my dear, are the perfect tool. My blood ran cold. He'll come for me. Oh, I'm counting on it. Victor smiled. In fact, I've already sent him your location. He'll be here within the hour, with his entire army. Then you'll start a war. The war already started. 3 months ago, when I tried to kill him, and got you instead. He leaned in close. Now I get to finish what I started. And this time, I'll make sure he watches you die. I tried to process this. Tried to think. Why are you telling me this? Because you won't remember it anyway. He straightened. Lorenzo told me about your condition. Every day you wake up with no memory. So even if by some miracle you survive today, tomorrow you'll forget. You'll wake up and have no idea why you should fear me. It's quite poetic, really. He was right. Even if I got out of this, I wouldn't remember. Unless, can I have paper and pen? I asked, suddenly. Victor looked amused. Why? I keep a notebook. Write down what happens each day. If I'm going to die, I want to type one last entry. For tomorrow. Me. If there is a tomorrow me. He considered this, then nodded to one of his men. They brought me paper and a pen. I started writing with shaking hands. Emergency entry. I was kidnapped. Victor Moretti. He wants to kill Lorenzo, using me as bait. We're in a warehouse. I heard them say industrial district, near the old docks. If you're reading this and I'm alive, Lorenzo saved me. Trust him. He'll do anything to protect you. If you're reading this, and I'm not, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I couldn't be strong enough. I'm sorry I forgot him every day. I'm sorry. Enough, Victor said, snatching the paper. Give that to Badia when he arrives. Let him read his dead girlfriend's last words. Tears streamed down my face. I was going to die. And tomorrow, there would be no tomorrow. Me to warn. 30 minutes later, I heard it. Vehicles, many of them, surrounding the warehouse. Then gunfire. Shouting. Chaos. Victor grabbed me, held a gun to my head. Stay back, he yelled as the warehouse doors burst open. Lorenzo stood there, covered in blood. That wasn't his gun in each hand. Eyes wild. Behind him, dozens of armed men. Let her go, Victor, Lorenzo said. His voice was deadly calm. So you can kill me? I don't think so. You're dead either way. Question is whether it's quick or slow. Let her go, and I'll make it quick. Victor laughed. You think I'm afraid of you? You should be. Lorenzo's eyes met mine. Emma, close your eyes. I didn't understand, but I trusted him. I closed my eyes. Gunshots. So many gunshots. Victor's grip loosened. I fell to the ground. Strong hands pulled me up. Lorenzo, I've got you, he said. You're safe. I've got you. I opened my eyes. Victor was dead. Several of his men, too. The rest surrendering. You came, I whispered. Always. He cupped my face. Are you hurt? No. Scared, but not hurt. He pulled me into his arms, holding me so tight I could barely breathe. I thought I lost you, he said against my hair. Again, I thought, I'm okay. I'm here. He pulled back, looked at me with devastating intensity. I love you, he said. I know you don't remember. I know you'll forget by tomorrow, but I need you to know right now. I love you. And I will burn this entire city down before I let anyone hurt you again. We got home hours later. After police. After statements. After cleanup. I was exhausted, traumatized. But alive. Lorenzo brought me the notebook. The paper I'd written on at the warehouse. You should add this to your entries, he said quietly. I read what I'd written. The fear, the desperation. I almost died today, I said. Yes. Because of you. Because I'm with you. Yes. He didn't deny it. I looked at him. This man who'd saved me, who loved me, who'd built his entire life around someone who forgot him daily. I can't do this, I whispered. His face went white. Emma, I wake up every morning in danger. I don't remember why. Don't remember the precautions. Today I opened the door because I thought Sarah was safe. I could have gotten us both killed. That wasn't your fault. It doesn't matter whose fault it is. I stood up, pacing. I'm a liability, Lorenzo. To myself, to you. I can't protect myself. Because I don't remember the danger. So I'll protect you. You can't be there every second. And even if you could, is this a life? Living in fear? Being a target? Forgetting everything good and only remembering through written words? Emma, please. I think I should leave. The words came out broken. Go somewhere safe. Somewhere your enemies can't find me. Start over. You'd forget me. I already forget you. Every single day. The words hit him like bullets. But you come back, he said desperately. Every day you come back to me. You choose to trust me. To try again. Because I didn't know how dangerous it really was. Reading about it is different than living through a kidnapping. I know. God. Emma, I know. But leaving won't make you safer. My enemies know who you are. They'll follow you. The only place you're truly protected is with me. Then what's the solution? I just exist like this forever? Waking up scared, spending the day learning to trust you, then forgetting overnight? Yes. His voice rose. Yes, if that's what it takes. I'll take scared you, confused you, angry you. I'll take any version of you I can get. That's not fair to you. Let me decide what's fair to me. He grabbed my arms gently. I love you. I love you more than I've ever loved anything. And I'm not letting you go because things are hard. This isn't hard, Lorenzo. This is impossible. Then we'll do the impossible. Together. I pulled away from him. I need space. I need to think. Emma, please. Just give me tonight. Let me process this. He looked devastated. But he nodded. I'll be in my room if you need me. He left me alone. I sat there with the notebook. The evidence of 95 days of trying. And I didn't know if I could do day 96. I didn't sleep that night. I sat in the guest room, reading every single entry in the notebook, every video, every piece of evidence of the woman I'd been. She'd been happy, scared sometimes, yes, but happy. She'd loved him, and she'd thought he was worth the risk, but she hadn't been kidnapped, hadn't had a gun to her head, hadn't almost died, or had she? I flipped back further in the notebook, found entries I'd missed. Day 34. Lorenzo told me more about the accident today. Apparently I was awake when it happened. Conscious when the car hit. I don't remember, but he does. He said I looked at him, said it's okay. I love you. Then everything went dark. The doctor said I shouldn't have survived. But I did. He blames himself. I can see it in his eyes. But I don't blame him. I chose this life. I chose him. And I'd choose him again. Past me had known. Had understood the risks. But past me had memories. Had context. Had the full picture of who Lorenzo was. I just had fragments. Stories. Second-hand knowledge. How could I make a decision this big with so little information? I didn't write in the notebook that night. I couldn't. Because I didn't know what to tell tomorrow. Me. Stay. Leave. Trust him. Run. Instead, I sat by the window and watched the sunrise over the city. Lorenzo's city. Controlled. Dangerous. Beautiful. Around 6 a.m., I heard movement. Lorenzo was awake. I found him in the kitchen, making coffee. He looked like he hadn't slept either. Emma. He turned, surprised. I thought you'd be sleeping. I couldn't. I sat at the island. I've been reading, thinking, and I need to understand something. Why me? He poured 2 cups of coffee. What do you mean? You're powerful. Rich. You could have anyone. Why fight for someone who forgets you every day? Why not just let me go? Find someone easier? He sat across from me, considered his answer carefully. Because love isn't about easy, he said finally. It's about worth. And you're worth every difficult day. Every repeated introduction. Every moment of pain when you don't recognize me. But why? Because you see me, the real me. Not the boss, not the criminal, not the reputation. You see the man, underneath. And you chose that man. His voice dropped. No one else ever has. I absorbed this. The woman in these notebooks. I said slowly. She was brave, confident, sure of her choices. I'm not her. I don't have her memories or her certainty. How can I make the same choices she did? You don't have to make the same choices. Lorenzo met my eyes. You're not her. You're you, right now, in this moment, with different information and different fears. Whatever you decide, I'll respect it. Even if I choose to leave? Pain flickered across his face. Even then, we sat in silence. I don't want to leave, I admitted quietly. But I don't want to die either. And staying with you feels like choosing between love and survival. What if I told you there was a third option? I looked up. What? We end this. Permanently. His expression was hard. The Meritus. The threat. All of it. I've been holding back, because you asked me to. Because you didn't want me to be that man. But after yesterday, he stopped. I can't let them hurt you again. You want to go to war. I want to end the war. Decisively. Brutally. So that no one ever threatens you again. And become the monster. If that's what it takes. I thought about this. About Victor Moretti holding a gun to my head. About Lorenzo's face when he'd found me. If you do this, I said slowly, if you end them, what does that look like? It looks like me doing what I should have done 3 months ago. Destroying the Moretti family completely. No half measures. No mercy. People will die. Yes. People who tried to kill you. Who succeeded in destroying your life. Who would try again if given the chance. I wrapped my hands around my coffee cup. And after? When they're gone, then you're safe. We can build a life without looking over our shoulders. Until the next family decides to challenge you. There won't be a next family. Not after they see what I do to the Meritus. His voice was cold. I'll make an example so brutal that no one will dare touch you again. This was the real Lorenzo Battaglia. The crime boss. The man who controlled half the city, through fear. I don't know if I can love that man, I said honestly. You did before. You saw both sides of me and chose to stay. But I don't remember making that choice. I don't have the context, the history, the slow build of trust. So we build it again, faster this time. I looked at him. You'd wait? Even after everything? I'd wait forever, if that's what you needed. I stood up, walked around the island. Lorenzo watched me, tense, waiting for me to run, to leave. Instead, I moved closer to him. I need you to promise me something, I said. Anything. Promise me that you'll protect me. Not by hiding me away, or wrapping me in cotton, but by ending this threat. By making me safe to live. His eyes widened. Emma, I don't want to live in fear. I don't want to wake up every day reading about danger I can't remember. So do what you need to do. End the Meritus. But I put my hand on his chest. Don't lose yourself in the process. Don't become so much the monster that there's no man left for me to love. You're asking me to walk a very fine line. I'm asking you to be both. The protector and the partner. The boss and the man. Can you do that? He covered my hand with his. For you? I'll try. Then I'm staying. Relief flooded his face. You're sure? No. But past me was sure. And I'm choosing to trust her one more time. He pulled me into his arms. Held me like I might disappear. I won't let you down, he whispered. I swear it. You better not. Because even if I forget, I'm writing everything down. Tomorrow. Me will know if you break this promise. He laughed. But it sounded like a sob. We stood there as the sun rose. Two broken people choosing each other despite everything. I woke up confused again. But this time, there was a new note on top of the notebook. Read this first. Important. I opened to a page marked with a red tab. Day 95. Emergency entry. You were kidnapped yesterday, Victor Moretti. Lorenzo saved you. You almost died. You had a choice to make. Leave and be alone. Or stay and let Lorenzo end the threat. You chose to stay. You chose him. Tomorrow, me. I know you're scared. I know you don't remember making this choice. But I made it with full knowledge of the danger. Trust yourself. Trust him. He's about to go to war for you. Don't stop him. This needs to end. Love. Day 95. P.S. You're falling in love with him. Every single day, you fall in love with him. Stop fighting it. Let it happen. I sat there absorbing this. Yesterday. Me had decided. Had chosen. Could I honor that choice? Even though I didn't remember making it, I heard sounds from the living room. Voices. Multiple people. I got dressed quickly. And emerged. Lorenzo was there with a dozen men in suits, maps spread across the dining table. Weapons being checked. This was happening. Now. Lorenzo saw me. Immediately moved toward me. Emma, you're awake. I wanted to explain before you saw all this. I read the notebook. I interrupted. I know what's happening. What I chose. Relief crossed his face. And? And I'm trusting yesterday me. I looked at the assembled men, the weapons, the tactical planning. And this. Make me safe. It won't be clean, he warned. There will be casualties. Violence. I can't sugarcoat what this means. I know. I moved closer, lowered my voice so only he could hear. But I can't live like this. Waking up terrified, being a target. Do what you need to do. He cupped my face. When this is over, I'm taking you somewhere. Somewhere safe. Somewhere you can just be. No danger, no fear, just us. I won't remember the trip. I don't care. We'll take photos, videos. I'll tell you about it every day if I have to. But you deserve moments of peace. I'm going to give them to you. One of his men cleared his throat. Boss, we're ready. Lorenzo kissed my forehead. Stay here. I have security everywhere. You're safe. How long will you be gone? As long as it takes. Hours. Maybe a day. He pulled back, looked at me intently. Write everything down. Everything you're feeling right now. So tomorrow, you knows this was your choice. I will. And Emma? He paused at the door. If something happens to me, don't. I cut him off. Don't say goodbye like that. You're coming back. But if I don't, you are. Because I'm going to be really angry if I wake up tomorrow and the notebook tells me you died. So you're coming back. A small smile touched his lips. Yes, ma'am. Then he was gone. All of them were. The penthouse fell silent. I spent the day writing, not just updates, but everything. Every emotion, every fear, every flicker of feeling I had for this man I barely knew but somehow trusted. Day night. Lorenzo left this morning to end the Moretti family. I gave him permission. Told him to make me safe. I've been thinking about what that means. About the violence he's committing right now in my name. The lives being taken so I can live without fear. Part of me wants to be horrified. The good nurse who saves lives should be devastated by this. But I'm not. I'm relieved. Does that make me a bad person? That I'm grateful for the violence? That I want him to win? Or does it just make me human? Sarah visited this afternoon. The security let her up. She brought coffee and sat with me while I waited. She told me something I needed to hear. The Emma I know would never choose violence first, but she'd always choose survival. And if survival means letting Lorenzo do what he does best, then that's not wrong. That's just reality. Maybe she's right. Maybe loving a dangerous man doesn't make me bad. It just makes me someone who understands that safety sometimes requires brutality. I don't know who I'll be tomorrow, if I'll agree with this choice. But right now, in this moment, I'm at peace with it. Lorenzo is fighting for us, for our future, for the possibility of normal days. And I'm going to trust that past me knew what she was doing when she fell in love with him. Evening came. No word from Lorenzo. Sarah stayed with me, making dinner, keeping me distracted. He'll come back, she said confidently. He always does. How do you know? Because he has something to come back to. She smiled. You. Even if you don't remember him, he remembers you. That's enough. Around 10 p.m., I heard the elevator. My heart raced. Lorenzo walked in, covered in blood, exhausted, but alive. It's done, he said simply. I ran to him. Didn't care about the blood or the danger or the fact that I'd forget this by morning. I just held him. You came back, I promised. He wrapped his arms around me carefully, like I was fragile. The mortis is finished. Every major player, every lieutenant, everyone who knew your name. Gone. So I'm safe? You're safe. He pulled back, looked at me with red-rimmed eyes. I made sure of it. No one will touch you. Ever. I touched his face. This man who just waged war for me. Thank you. Don't thank me for this. What I did tonight. He stopped. I'm a monster, Emma. I killed 14 men. Personally. More died by my orders. I did terrible things. To keep me safe. That doesn't make it right. No, I agreed. But it makes it necessary, and I can live with necessary. He stared at me like I was a miracle. How are you this understanding? You don't even remember why you love me. Maybe that's exactly why I can be understanding. I don't have the history, the complications. I just have right now. And right now I see a man who kept his promise, who protected me, who's trying to be both the monster and the man. I don't deserve you. Probably not. I smiled slightly. But you have me anyway. For tonight, at least. Tomorrow I'll forget, and you'll have to earn me all over again. I can live with that. He showered, while I made tea. When he emerged, clean and exhausted, I had his cup waiting. You remembered how I like it, he said, surprised. The notebook has very detailed instructions. I sat beside him on the couch. It also says that after difficult days we usually sit together quietly. So that's what we're doing. He took my hand, laced our fingers together. What are you thinking about? He asked. Tomorrow. How I'll wake up and not remember today. Not remember you coming home safe. Not remember this moment. Then let's make it count. He pulled me closer. I rested my head on his shoulder. We sat like that for an hour, not talking, just being. Emma? He said finally. Yes. Thank you for trusting yesterday, for honoring her choice even when you didn't understand it. She seems pretty smart. Past me. I tilted my head to look at him. She chose you. That says something. She did. 96 times now. Then I guess I have good taste. Even with amnesia. He laughed. Actually laughed. The sound was beautiful and broken and real. I love you, he said. I know I say it every day. But I need you to hear it right now, in this moment. I love you more than I've ever loved anything. I believe you. I squeezed his hand. And tomorrow, when I don't remember, show me this entry. Let me read about this moment. About how you came home safe. About how I was happy you did. I will. I promise. We stayed there until midnight. Then he reminded me to write. I added one final note to the day's entry. He came home. He's safe. I'm safe. And for tonight, we're together. Tomorrow, don't be afraid. This man is worth it. Keep choosing him. Keep trusting past you. I think I might be falling in love with him. No. I know I am. Even if I forget by morning. Right now, in this moment, I love Lorenzo Battaglia. And that's enough. Day 21, 3.5 months after the accident. I woke up to sunlight and confusion. Read the notebook like always. Watched the videos. Learned about Lorenzo Battaglia and the woman who loved him. But something was different today. When I saw him making breakfast in the kitchen, something stirred. Not a memory. Exactly. More like an echo. Good morning, he said carefully, like he did every morning. How are you feeling? I stopped. Stared at him. Have we done this before? He went very still. Done what? This exact moment. You in the kitchen. Me standing here. This conversation. We have this conversation every morning, he said gently. It's the routine. No, I mean. I pressed my hand to my head. I remember. Not everything. But something. You. This. Us. His face went white. Emma. What are you saying? I'm saying I woke up. And I knew I was supposed to be here. In this apartment. With you. I knew before I read the notebook. He crossed the room in 3 strides. Took my hands. What do you remember? Specifically, fragments. Your face. Your voice. The feeling of being safe with you. Tears started falling. Lorenzo, I think I'm remembering. Don't get your hopes up, he said, but his voice was shaking. Sometimes the brain plays tricks. Ask me something. Something not in the notebook. He thought for a moment. What did you say to me the night before the accident? Right before we went to sleep? I closed my eyes. Searched. And found it. A memory. Hazy but real. I said I wanted forever with you. That I didn't care about the danger anymore. That you were worth any risk. He fell to his knees. That's not in the notebook, he whispered. I never told anyone. That was just ours. I remember. I pulled him up, wrapped my arms around him. I don't remember everything. Maybe I never will. But I remember that. I remember choosing you. You're coming back, he said against my hair. You're actually coming back to me. I never really left. I was just lost for a while. He pulled back, cupped my face and kissed me. And I remembered this too. The way he kissed like I was precious. The way his hands trembled. The way he loved me like I was his entire world. Because I was. What happens now? I whispered. Now? He smiled through tears. Now we have forever. Just like you wanted. Will I forget again tomorrow? Maybe. Probably. But we'll deal with it. Together. Like we always have. Together? I agree. And for the first time in 20 days when I went to sleep that night, I carried the memory forward. Not all of them. Not even most of them. But enough. Enough to know that waking up tomorrow wouldn't mean starting over. It would mean continuing. With him. With us. With the life we built. One day at a time. And if I forgot again, if the memory slipped away, well, Lorenzo would be there. Like he'd been every morning for 120 days. Loving me. Protecting me. Waiting for me to come home. Every single day. Until forever.